Twilly-dilly-dee, 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 tweet, 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 tweet.
She talks to the people all night long, chatting and a gabbing and a singing her song. All the divas down on Rainbow Street love to hear Toni go tweet, tweet, tweet. Talking Toni,
Tweet, tweet,
talk, talking Toni.
tweet, twilly-dee,
Oh, talking Toni, really gonna talk tonight.
tweet, twilly-dee.
Hello and welcome to Talking Toni. I'm Toni Holmperm, the singing diva of Long Island. And thank you for joining me on my little show here where I get to talk to some of the many, many fabulous people on Long Island in the United States and now around the world. And joining me today, directly from London, is Carolyn, otherwise known as Cats Wearing Makeup. That is her Instagram and YouTube channel handle. And is Carolyn there, Bobby?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm here.
Oh, there she is.
Hiya.
I don't know what was happening with the Zoom. I couldn't see you there for a second.
Okay, no, I'm here.
Oh, good. Technical difficulties, but it's all good. It's all good. Thank you so much for joining me from London.
Thank you so much.
It's a little late there, I know, but
Yeah.
you know, we're YouTubers. We're used to being up late.
I end up playing video games anyway, so it's fine.
Exactly. How is everything in London right now?
Pretty much the same as I'm sure it is kind of over in New York and the rest of the States. Lockdown.
Yeah.
3 more weeks of lockdown. Yay. Just announced today, so.
I know.
Yeah.
It's well, unfortunately, there's nothing anyone can do, and you just have to, try and stay safe as best as possible.
Yep.
But I don't want to dwell on a lot of any of that. And like what you do with your YouTube channel, you try to bring some positivity to your viewers, and just kind of a break from the chaos going around, especially right now.
Yeah,
So-
I think we all need somewhere where we can go and just be happy, and just enjoy it. And for me, makeup is something that makes me happy. Just like sitting and playing with a palette. Oh my God, come on.
I hear that. And before we get into everything, I just want to let you know, in honor of you being my guest today, I actually used your favorite palette for my eye look. The
Looks beautiful.
Kaleido Sci-Fi Green. That's what I'm wearing on my eyes. And my highlighter is the ColourPop Horse and Carriage. I know those are your favorites.
Well, we're wearing the same highlighter then.
Oh, you have that highlighter on too? Okay.
Yeah.
My goodness, you can barely tell us apart with the same highlighter on.
Twinsies. Mhm.
So, Carolyn, tell me, what brought you to London from America?
Oh, well, it's a long story, so I won't bore everyone with it. But I actually came over to go to university for my master's and my PhD. So I've been over here for nearly 15 years now. So it was for school, and I loved it here in London. It was just such a cool place, and so I've just stayed. And eventually, they employed me, so I could stay. But
And you're a teacher, correct?
yeah, I'm a university assistant professor kind of thing.
Oh, hoity-toity.
No, not at all. So, and I often talk about my students in my videos because
Yes, I know.
they're such an integral part of my life. So,
What exactly is your field of expertise?
If
If you don't mind.
I don't mind. It might
Generally.
gross everyone out a little bit. So I don't know.
Oh, my viewers have a strong stomach. Don't worry.
Okay. Do you know the TV show Bones?
Mm-hmm.
That's my job. I'm a forensic anthropologist.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's fascinating. That's
I
fascinating.
mean, I don't really get to work with the police very much, but it's
Mhm.
dead bodies. That's my job.
Because I have to tell you, like, my husband and I the British crime shows. Those are our favorite things to watch. Like Vera, DCI Banks, Father Brown. I mean, we love those shows, and
amazing.
So it's like, when I see especially the when they're talking about forensics and things like that, I'm always so fascinated by it. I mean,
it's a lot of fun. It's a really interesting, like super like changeable, like dynamic, like everything's new and you get like a cool new technology and you get to do something fun, and my students get to do all that fun stuff. And it's interesting. It's a bit dark and morbid, which is kind of why I wanted to have a YouTube channel that was more light and fluffy. And
that's the exact opposite, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I find that fascinating, though, that's what you do, because it's like I find that so fascinating.
Well, I'm happy to answer any questions you want about it. So,
well, I don't want to, I don't think most of my viewers are too much interested in forensics, especially not as much as I. Anyway, we'll have to have a separate conversation about that.
We can chat
privately, but we also do share that love of makeup, and you're a fairly new YouTube beauty influencer, I would say. You started. When did you start your channel?
Just in January.
In January. And congratulations, you've already gone past 200 subscribers.
I can't believe it at all. It's so cool.
That's amazing.
I don't know how it's happened. It's so I'm surprised.
Well, you make
really
very
surprised.
good videos. That's why. When I first came across your channel, you reminded me initially very much of Mel Thompson, who's another.
I love Mel Thompson.
I mean, I love her. I love her so much.
She's so cool.
She's an amazing makeup artist, and God, what I would give for her eyelids, I tell you.
Same. I have no space. It's like, that's how much I have. That's it.
Neither. I have to glue everything down and draw new ones.
I should do the same. I should do it.
But yes, you initially reminded me of Mel, but you have your own complete vibe and your way of doing things, and I love your videos, and
thank you.
And one of the things I so much loved was I would started leaving comments, and you actually responded back. And I was speaking on my last episode. I had Jeremy, who's Mascara Masquerade, and I had said the same thing to him, that's what I love about the YouTubers that don't have millions of subscribers, is you can actually connect with them, leave a comment and just share something and actually get a response back. And
well, that's the fun part of it. I mean, we're not doing it just to put it out there into nothing. We're doing it for this interaction. So I feel like I'm making friends, like people that I have never met in person, but they feel like friends now.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I know exactly what you mean. So where do you find the time to make your videos? I mean, I know right now we all have a little bit more time.
Yeah.
But when you started, I mean, being an assistant professor, dealing with forensic, how are you finding the time to make the videos and edit and all that goes into it?
I pretty much just my whole weekends. That's all I would do, would be filming and editing. So I just kind of would sacrifice the weekends, and then I would work from home like once or twice a week. So like in the late afternoons on those days, I would kind of do some filming or do some editing or prepping or something. So it's kind of whenever I had a gap in the schedule, I would just go film. So instead of taking a lunch break, I do something like editing instead. So, but mostly my weekends. So it was hard, but it was just, I don't know if you felt the same way when you started your channel, but it just is so exhilarating in the beginning to like be filming yourself and watching like a product come out of it, that it was just like a bit addictive, a bit like I want to make another and make another and make another. So
yes,
you find time for that.
Yes, very, very true. And did you ever have any problems like trying to decide like what exactly you were going to film, what type of content you were going to create?
Yeah, I think this was like the 4th iteration of this channel. So I was going to do something that was more like, I don't know, like movie reviews or like book reviews or something like that. But it didn't, I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get interested in it. And because I was obsessed with makeup YouTube, it kind of figured like the natural thing to do. So I think, I don't know that my content's going to change too much in the future, but I did want to incorporate some more kind of diverse, different kinds of things. I don't know, weird stuff. I don't have a good example, but
I think a lot of YouTube creators are sort of going that route now. It seems, because I think like Jeremy was saying, like, how many times can you do a smoky eye tutorial?
Yeah, exactly. Or reviewing things over and over, especially like when people aren't really interested in buying stuff, and you're like promoting like, here, buy this product, it's nice. So I think we have to, learn to be really creative and have fun and do stuff that's like maybe a bit weird. I was actually watching your interview with Jeremy, and he something about skin tags, and I'm like, I don't think I could go that far, but something.
That was some video, because I was like, when I was watching it, I was almost like, oh, I can't look, but then I was like, I have to look. So I guess he succeeded, because I was like, once I got into it, I was like, I could not stop watching.
He has a niche market now, skin tags.
I guess. But one of the other things I wanted to ask you is how you came up with your channel name, Cats Wearing Makeup. I have a good suspicion, I know, but I will let you explain.
Yeah. I do have a very strong cat obsession, and I do have my two cat companions who are often in the videos or trying to knock over the entire setup. Sometimes that's Betty and Stella. Yeah. Stella is sitting right here on the chair next to me this time, and Betty is lurking on the floor. So he's doing his thing. I don't know. I did a couple different names and like tried a whole bunch of different stuff. And this is the one that I was like, yep, done, whatever. It's cool. Because I didn't want to use my full name, because I know a lot of YouTubers like now are using like, they're just like their normal name for their channel. And I'm like, I don't think I want to do that. So something silly and fun.
Yeah. Well, some people also, they may prefer a little bit of anonymity,
Yeah.
when you're putting, so much of yourself out there that maybe there's a little bit that you just want to keep private, which is understandable.
Exactly. Yeah. But me and my cats were best friends, so I had to have them included as part of this. So. Oh
yes, absolutely. I also have I have two cats. They're both rescues. But I put them out of the room when I'm filming. It's like
I don't really have a choice about it, because if I close any door in this entire flat, they will just like start body slamming it completely. And
what is it with cats? No, it's like you can have that door open like 23 hours out of the day. You close it 1 hour, and it's like they've got to get in. They've got to get into that room.
I can't even fully shut the door to the bathroom anymore. Like that's how bad it is now, because they just like they'll slip the paw in. They'll be like, "Let me in."
It's like one of those cat memes where they're like Jack Nicholson in The Shining trying to get, in there.
That's exactly it. And I'm like, I'm on the toilet. What do you want from me?
I know, it's terrible. Now, the one cat is named Betty, but he's a boy. Yeah. Is that right?
He is, yeah. They're both rescues, so they came named, and we didn't want to change them. But I think somebody left a comment recently for that song, Black Betty. So I wonder if his original owners named him after that.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But it somehow it suits him.
Okay.
So we left it.
Yeah, you know what? We must do all that we can for our cats, because they are the we are only here to serve them.
100% agree with you on that. Yes, I made sure that they got their pre like bedtime snack before we started, so they weren't like upset about it, while we were filming.
I know exactly what you mean. Now, speaking of your videos, out of and I think you've hit 50, right?
Yeah, I think it's 52 now or something like that. 50, so yeah, just 50 videos. Yeah.
So, which would you say out of the 52 that you've made so far, which one would you say is your favorite, and which one would you say, looking back, was like your least favorite?
Oh gosh, I was actually watching one of the first like 5 or 6 videos I did, and it was like I felt really cringy already, and it was just 3 months ago. My favorite, I really like the new makeup releases. So those ones are quite fun to do because it's just chatty and really relaxed, and also a bit snarky sometimes. I try not to be too bad, but some of it's crap. So, sorry, I can say that. But I guess I don't really have like a super favorite yet. The Japanese makeup one I did last week was probably my favorite because that
was very interesting. Yes.
It was all the stuff that I had been collecting for years traveling to Japan. And it was like, finally I got to use it on my channel. So that was that was really exciting. Least favorite, anything from the first 5 or 10 videos.
Fair. Now, I was looking at views, and the video that you did where you went through your entire palette collection, you got over 2,000 views on that video.
It's amazing. There must be something about it. I think people just like watching other people's collections.
I guess.
I mean, it was like really easy to do, and somehow it's the one everyone wants to watch.
I know. I saw that. I was looking through, looking through all your videos, and I just wanted to, for my own notes, just see like which video you've made had the most views, and I was like, that's the one, over 2,000 views. Yeah.
But like for myself, I love watching like decluttering videos and people going through all their palettes. So it must just be that like that is a relaxing thing for people to watch. So
I guess I personally can't stand decluttering.
Really?
No. And I was doing I did a video with one of my friends where I went through part of my palette collection. I only got up to like 40, and and that's only about a third of what I have. But nice. I said a decluttering video for me would be like, oh, here's like a $5 Rimmel palette that I got from Walmart. No, I'm gonna keep it. I can't part with anything. I'm just an addict, I guess. So
well, they're like our, we're collectors in a way if we have such big amounts. So it's like your little prized possession. So
right. I mean, but I'm like, what is wrong with me? I won't part with like a $5 Rimmel palette, even though I have like $175 Viseart Grand Pro. It's like, what's the matter with me?
But you love it, so you can't get rid of it. It's fine.
I do. You happen to have, quite an eclectic collection of palettes, which is what I love. I love that. I know you have Natasha Denona, you have Viseart, you have the little Paris one, correct?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it's shoved in a drawer right now. But yeah, that is the one I have.
It's shoved in a drawer. Well, that's one of the reasons why I won't get that Bloodlust palette, because it's like I know it'd be like
where are you gonna put it?
I know, it's like, what are you gonna do with that? I mean, the color story looks beautiful, but I have all those colors.
But exactly. We do have all those colors, but also that thing is like a couple of books tall. That's
exactly.
Too much.
Exactly. It's just too much. So now let me ask you, who are some of your favorite YouTube influencers?
I have so
aside
many.
from Toni Holmperm.
Aside from Toni. Well, I do. I watch a lot. Like I've been into like makeup YouTube for probably about 2 years now, and I started with like kind of the big ones like Tati or Manny. Like those are the ones that I've watched for a few years, although I'm not watching them as much anymore. Now I'm into like the mid zone YouTuber who's like 20 to 50,000, 100,000 or something subscribers. But Angelica Nyquist, I love her. Teresa is dead.
Oh, I love her. I love her so much.
She's just I want to be her best friend. I want to meet her and just be her friend.
I mean, she actually doesn't live far from me. And it's like I keep messaging her, and she never responds back. She must be afraid of me. I don't know.
we need to make a whole thing and be like, come on, Teresa, come on.
I need to start a campaign. Teresa, please just answer one of my messages, please. But
she'd be the best person to interview. Come on, all the stories.
I know. I love her. But yes, she has such a great channel. I mean, you can just. I don't care what she's talking about. I can just sit and listen to her.
I will do like the 2-hour live stream, like just it's there in the background, and I'm just enjoying like the company of her being around me. So,
yes.
But Yeah, so a lot of the smaller ones, Abby Williamson,
Mhm.
Michelle Wong,
Mhm.
Annette's Makeup Corner,
Oh, I love her. Love her.
uh, and then the bigger ones like Raw Beauty Christie. I still love her,
Yes.
So like those are my off the top of my head, and Mel Thompson. I don't know if I said her already, but yeah, and so like they just seem like such a cool, laid back group of people,
Yes. Yes.
and I want to know them and like hang out, and I mean we're all very far away from each other, but it'd be
Right.
cool.
I know. So, do you think you would ever like do a collab with somebody? A lot of YouTubers are into
I
doing
would
that.
love to do that. That'd
Mhm.
be so much fun. Because I struggle a lot for ideas for videos,
Mhm.
so I always have a list going. But like to have somebody else like come up with something and then I can like act on it would be really a lot of fun. I just, yeah, oh my God, it would be like a dream come true to do a collab with somebody. It'd be so cool.
Yes. Well, I'm sure you will get asked at some point. So I have
Maybe
no
one day.
doubt about that. So, another thing I wanted to ask you about. I almost forgot. When you were going through all your palettes, I realized, I said, now you're in London and you don't have a Mitchell palette?
I don't have a Mama Mitchell palette. No.
I can't believe it. I can't believe you don't have a Mama Mitchell palette.
I don't.
For shame on you, Cal. I mean, look
I
at
know.
it.
I should get. Oh, it is very pretty. I think they have it on Beauty Bay. Maybe I could pick it up.
Yes, Beauty Bay, and this is the other one that I said I can't believe that you don't have.
Yes, I need to get that one.
The Stacey Marie, the Carnival palette. I mean, this is
so pretty.
So beautiful. You know, it was funny. You were swatching all your Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, and before you even said it, you had pulled out the Modern Renaissance palette, and you're swatching it. And I said, "Why the heck does she have the Modern Renaissance palette?" I was like, "That is like so not her." And then you even
absolutely not. No, it was. I mean, I don't know how you feel, but like looking back, and I'm like, this is really boring looking now.
So boring. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I guess at the time it was like cool. I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah. Because that was actually big before I really got started with makeup. It was like just as I came in, it was like still like out there as like that was sort of like a holy grail kind of a palette.
Yeah.
But it never really it never did anything.
Well, it was also on sale when I bought it, so that might have been part of the reason.
Fair, absolutely fair. Then
I bought that one and Manny's Life's a Drag palette were one of my first two like influencer cool kind of palettes that I bought. So very colorful and then very boring.
Right. Yeah. So. You got the best of both worlds with those two. So, yeah. Do you ever fall victim to FOMO, the fear of missing out? So
much. And I'm definitely using this channel as an excuse just to buy stuff. I'm like, I need it for my channel.
I know.
But I think it's hard not to when you see other people having lots of stuff or able to get things, especially influencers who get so much of it for free. It gives you a false sense that you could have all of that. I mean, I've spent a fortune over the past 2 months to start up this channel, with like equipment and other things. I mean, I don't have any other expenses, so it's not like a big deal, but it's like, I don't have kids, I got cats,
Right.
But it's unrealistic when you see how much stuff they get all the time. You're like, oh, I want that, when we don't need it all.
Right.
But it's hard. And yeah.
Have you been shopping your stash right now? Like I see a lot of YouTubers seem to be going through that. That's a lot of the content that I see right now.
I thought about doing one, but I don't know. I don't know if other people are having this experience, but I'm definitely stress shopping. So I have like a parcel coming like every couple of days. So it's a bit ridiculous. Actually, I just placed another order for like 3 Nabla palettes today. Did I need them? No. Did I buy them? Yes. So I don't know. I don't think I have a large enough collection of some things. Like I have huge eyeshadow, like so many eyeshadows, but I have like 3 foundations. So I don't feel like the shopping the stash one seems to be where you have like 50 of something to choose from. like watching somebody like, like Mel go through and her shop her stash. It's like, well, she could pick 100 different foundations.
Oh my God.
And
Yeah.
have a new one every day. But me, I have 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's I like the concept of the video, but I would be more interested in just like doing like a review of like an old palette, like I did a couple of weeks ago, where I just did like a review of something old like every day.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think that's useful because I mean, I think, people, because of, that fear of missing out, they've bought stuff and probably just have it lying in the drawer and haven't used it. So
Yeah.
I think it would probably be a good idea to pull something out that,
Well, like ColourPop.
Mhm.
Like every time ColourPop would come up with a new release last year, I would just buy it like
Mhm.
immediately.
Mhm.
And half of them I don't even use.
Mm.
Like they're pretty, but do I
Right.
need 3 different orange palettes when I never wear orange eyeshadow? No.
Right.
So that worry that you're going to like miss out on it
Mhm.
makes you overbuy, and then you just have a whole bunch of garbage in your drawers that you're not going to use. Not that ColourPop's bad. I love ColourPop. But
Same. Yes.
Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah, I was kind of the same way. I got like all 3 of those Norvina Pro palettes.
Oh yeah.
But I do love them though. I really love those palettes.
The pigmentation is intense.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, after I showered, I got all the pigments off my arm, but I was pink for quite a few hours after that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, the big ones are good. I think they're better quality than the little ones for sure.
I would agree. I would agree. And we were talking before about your video where you did all that Japanese makeup.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you been to Japan?
Oh, 6 or 7 times in the past
Wow.
5 years. Yeah.
Wow. Any
We've
other
gone a lot.
places that you've gone in Asia or Europe?
No, nowhere else in Asia, just Japan. But in Europe,
Mhm.
I've been to France, Spain, Austria. Where else have I been? Greece, many, many times to Greece and Italy. So I would go to Greece for work every summer for quite a
Mhm.
while. So I spent kind of like 3 or 4 months every year in Greece on excavation, on field work.
Interesting. And where are you from originally in the States?
Well, I'm sure like many other people in the States, I'm a transplant from many other places. So
Mhm.
I was born outside DC in Northern Virginia,
Oh.
but I did high school
A
and college.
Southern girl.
Technically, yes. Although it's all gone. It's all gone. I've even gotten rid of my y'alls. That took a long time, but I definitely got rid of my y'alls. Because I moved to New Mexico as a teenager.
Mhm.
And so when you speak like that there, they make fun of you. So you
Uh-huh.
learn to like burn it out of your system pretty quick. So
Well, no wonder you reminded me of Mel Thompson so much. You hadn't
Mhm.
lost the accent.
A little bit in there. So not English enough yet. I guess I have to be here another 20 years. Maybe then I'll sound English.
It'll take a long time, I think.
Yeah. The only thing, I don't have any kind of accent, but I know the words I choose to use sound quite English sometimes. So
I like, it's like when I saw the one time that you had mentioned, I didn't know originally when I was watching you that you were in London. I mean, I'm just naturally assuming you're somewhere here in the U.S.
Mhm.
and creating content and filming, and then you happened to mention it, and I was like, oh, I had no idea that you were, in the UK, in London, and then as I was, watching and listening to you more, sometimes I would like, and especially because I do watch so many British shows.
Mhm.
Sometimes I would hear something and I'd pick up on it. I was like, oh, I hear just a little bit of a British twang, so to speak. I mean,
It comes across in some words weirdly.
yes, absolutely. And I'm like, oh, but I love it. I'm such an Anglophile. I mean, I cannot tell you. It's
Have
like,
you been?
no,
been?
I can't go anywhere. I can't leave my cats. Are you kidding? You can sympathize with that.
I definitely can. I have to get them a babysitter every single time I leave.
I mean, I would be too stressed out. I think I would be. I think I would be
relate,
too.
I relate.
I think I would be too worried about them. Okay, well, we're actually going to take a quick break just for a word from our sponsors, Carolyn, and then we're going to be right back. And I have some more interesting questions that I have to ask you.
Awesome.
Okay, we'll be right back right after these words. Hi, welcome back to Talking Tony. I'm Tony Homeperm, and joining me today, all the way from the UK in London, Carolyn, who has a YouTube channel under the name Cats Wearing Makeup. And Carolyn, I have to ask. I'm assuming the name for it came from your love of the cats.
Absolutely. I am obsessed. I have cat paraphernalia all over my entire flat and two very adorable rescue cats.
That's wonderful. Both of my cats are rescues. And you have coffee or tea, and they have all these cats just wandering around, and you're able to adopt them. And I've actually performed some drag shows there.
Oh, that sounds like the most fun thing ever.
It is.
Cats and drag? That sounds amazing.
Cats and drag, yes.
Oh my God, two of my favorite things.
So let me ask you: are you a fan of drag? Then I take it.
Real big fan, yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
You are.
So, yeah. It might be that I'm not like a true fan because most of it's from watching Drag Race, but that's the only access like I have a lot of the time. But no, I'm a huge super fan.
And, who would be one of your favorite drag queens?
Sasha Velour is one of my absolute favorites from the show. And last year's winner, Evie, I thought she was pretty cool as well.
Me too.
But I love the New York queens. So don't get me wrong, I love New York queens. So.
Good. It's like I've met a few, so but yeah, I get asked once in a blue moon. Somebody says to me, "Oh, are you going to be on Drag Race?" I'm like, hell no.
It sounds so stressful. Oh my God.
I can't sew. I can't dance. My husband does my wigs. It's like, I'm fortunate. I have a husband who like he helps me with everything. Like, the changing, the lugging. He does actually my husband does wigs for like queens all over the country too.
Amazing. I mean, your hair looks phenomenal tonight, I will say.
I just floofed it a little and a little mascara, a little lip gloss, and we're ready to go.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. So one of I told you before, I love the British shows like Vera, DCI Banks, Father Brown, and going way back. I don't know if you would even be familiar with this. It's an old show, but my husband and I love it. Are You Being Served?
Yes. I used to watch it all the time because they had it on PBS, didn't they, for a while? Yes. Like it was on late at night. Yeah.
Yes. That is like one of our favorite shows. And like, even to this day, a lot of times, because it's like, I have one of those Amazon channels. And so I have every episode available to watch. And usually like before we go to sleep, we'll usually watch, an episode.
I love that. No, I used to love that. My brother was a huge fan as well, so he would watch it. Like, yeah, definitely.
So let me ask you now, since you have the benefit of being an American now living in London, there's some phrases that I hear sometimes, and I don't know what those phrases or words mean.
I'll do the best I can.
I'm hoping maybe you can help me with some of these phrases that I hear. Let's see. Oh, this is the one. Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. I don't even know that I know them.
Oh.
How terrible am I?
All right. How about
the first one?
How about skint?
Oh, skint means that you're cheap.
You're cheap. Or
you have no money as well. Like you've got
cheap
nothing.
Or no
you're
money.
skint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cuppa?
Oh, well, yes, it's a cup of tea.
It's a cup of tea.
But it has to be like black tea, like not like an herbal tea or anything like that. It's like a cup of tea.
Gotta be black tea. Ta?
Oh, it just means goodbye or thanks.
Goodbye or thanks. Yeah. Spend a penny.
Oh, when you have to go to the toilet. Yes, and you go spend a penny, you are going to the loo.
Oh, that's it. Loo!
Yes, loo, yes.
That's the bathroom, correct?
Yes. When you say the bathroom, people think you're going to go take a shower, or take a bath.
Okay. How about it's brass monkeys out?
Oh, I think that's brass monkeys. It rhymes with, I think it's about it's raining like really hard or something. Yeah.
Okay. This should be a bog roll.
Oh, bog roll. Yeah, it's toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Yes,
Speaking of, is it hard to find toilet paper in London right now?
Absolutely not. The grocery store, we live really close to one, and it's heaving. There's so much toilet paper now because everyone bought it and nobody needs it now. So it's just so.
Send some back home. People still can't find it here. I don't know what's going on with it.
Ship you a case of it.
I mean, I'm good. I can't. I shouldn't complain. Here's one. This is a little. It might be a little naughty. Meat and 2 veg.
Yeah, it's exactly what you think it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh. Tell me, what is your favorite food that you can get in London and the UK that is not available here in the States?
Ooh. Well, tea is a big thing, like, because it's really, really bizarre. So you can buy English tea in the States, like, no problem, but it does not taste the same.
Really?
So I think there's something about British water that makes it taste better, or it's just the taste you're used to. So definitely that, and some biscuits. So in the UK, biscuits are cookies.
Oh, okay.
So there's some specific ones that I would miss very much. So.
And those
like
are sun
ginger
biscuits?
nuts.
Sun biscuits, they're called?
No, just biscuits. So if you say you want a biscuit or a bicky, you want a cookie.
Okay.
But it's a plain cookie, like with no stuff in it. So like a chocolate chip cookie is still a cookie. But if you took the chocolate chips out, then it'd be a biscuit.
Then it would be a biscuit.
Then it would be a biscuit.
Okay.
And they have some ginger ones that are nice. Sorry.
What food do you miss from the States that you really can't get in the UK?
So much. So much.
Now, especially finding out that you're from the South.
Yes. Well, you know, what is the biscuits and gravy from growing up in Virginia? That would be with like the sausage gravy. No, not the sausage one. The like the corn, not the pieces of like beef or like meat in it or something like that. I think it was like ham. I don't remember. But I lived in New Mexico for a long time, and they have really great like chili and spicy foods, and I miss that type of spicy food so much. Like a chili relleno would be like amazing right now. Maybe not at nearly midnight, but you know, like in general right now.
Right. And it's not available at all there.
No, New Mexican food doesn't seem to exist outside of New Mexico at all, really. You can get Mexican food, and you can get like, they even opened a Taco Bell like close to where I work, which I haven't visited yet, but sorry if you hear the cats, I apologize.
Oh, it's fine. As I said before, you know, our cats rule our lives, so.
Yeah.
Is that Stella or Betty?
If anyone's crying, it's always Betty. Stella is silent, so.
But sometimes we'll hear somebody snoring in your videos, which I find very endearing, let me tell you.
It's so cute. They both do it, but recently it's been Stella who's been snoring like so loud, like this type of snores where you wake yourself up from it kind of snore. So yeah.
Yes. And sometimes you even say that in your video. You're like, you know, please don't mind the cat is snoring.
They're doing what they want to do. They're having loud snores. They're adorable. So, and once I think in a video, Stella went crazy, like had, you know, the cat zoomies where they just like run like back and forth.
Yes.
And that's when she starts to scream, but it's like the yowling, like the, help me. But she's just crazy running around the whole house. So
what can you do? I mean, you know, they rule everything. We just have to put up with it. So, getting back to makeup now, are there any U.S. brands or U.S. stores that you miss for getting makeup? You know, now that you're in the UK.
Yeah. Well, we don't have Sephora or Ulta at all. So going into any shop to look for makeup is really hard. Recently, it's kind of like a CVS or like a Walgreens. It's called Boots. They started having more brands. Yeah, they have like number 7, which I think you can get at like Target or something, or like one of their brands you can get.
I think Rite Aid here has that too, or CVS.
Yeah. So now they're starting to carry some of that, but like there isn't anything like that in the whole of the UK. So you'd have to go to like, this sounds very bougie, but you'd have to go to Paris to go to a Sephora, something very fancy. So, but we don't have them. And also the US has so many cool indie brands, and they're just so expensive to try and get over here.
Yeah. I bet the cost is quite prohibitive.
Yeah. My mom is buying some and then shipping them over to me. So that would be quite nice.
So speaking of indie brands, because that's sort of been a new hobby of mine, is getting into the indie brands. And I have to say, I think a lot of people, as they become educated about makeup, start to realize, that there's so much more out there than just the traditional big name brands like, L'Oreal, Maybelline, even Anastasia Beverly Hills and Too Faced and Tarte and all that. And I've been getting quite a lot of palettes from these, smaller brands, and the quality is so different, and especially like multi-chromes. You don't see that from big brands.
No, I think the closest one I've seen, actually, and I'm just reminded of it because I was doing the swatching from the ABH palettes, is like they had this one color which just would hard pan like immediately, and it was the closest thing I could find to kind of like one of those multi-chrome type of shades, and it's just really disappointing. I think indie brands, as far as quality go, have much higher quality at the moment with eyeshadows. Yes, but they are more expensive. They do tend to be more expensive. Like the Kaleidos ones that we both love, that's still like what, $25? Yeah. For 6 eyeshadows. Yeah. So they do tend to be more expensive, but I think the quality is so much higher than what you can buy at a lot of like retail stores to be. I mean, definitely. And some of them aren't even that much more expensive than going to like a Rite Aid or a CVS, because some of the products are more and more expensive now, aren't they? Like even L'Oreal is like $12 or something for a palette. So. Yeah. I know you've complained. You have a few NYX palettes, and you I had the same feeling that the quality is like hit or miss, and generally most of the time it's more miss than hit. Yeah, I mean, NYX does some products really, really well, like some of their complexion products, like they have this concealer I really like and some other stuff. And they have an eyeshadow primer that is like so good. But the eyeshadows, it's like you compare it to, I don't know, any colorful palette that you can get from any, indie brand. And it's just like they're night and day. Yeah, yeah. It's like watercolors or like acrylic paint. Do you know? It's like it's really vibrant or nothing. Yeah. It's so true. I remember it was some time ago, like that, and I have it, that NYX palette that's it's a square and it's like all rainbow. And for a while, I think that was like one of the only rainbow palettes out there. And it was like if you wanted to do a rainbow look, it's like you had to get that palette. Yeah. And now, like if you compare that palette to some of the other rainbow palettes that have come out, and the past 2 years, I mean, it's like colored chalk. Yeah. Compared to those palettes. I think there's that new one that came out from Glamlight, the cake palette, which I'm waiting to get. Is it good? Oh, don't tell me that. I have to give it another chance. So. Okay. I will reserve. I will try not to be too disappointed when it arrives. Then the jury is out on it. We had much higher hopes. Okay. Speaking of which, has that ever happened to you, where there was like a palette that you were just like, you saw it and you were like, oh, I have to get it, and I can't wait to get it, and then you got it and you started using it and it let you down? Yeah, actually, I think it happens more often than I'd like to admit. That you get really you get hyped up and you want to make it work. You're like, oh, it's so beautiful and everyone loves it, so I have to love it too, right? Regardless of whether you do at all. Like, okay, this is gonna be a super unpopular opinion, but like the Melt Muerte palettes that came out in the autumn that everyone was like dying over. So I bought the like red green one, and it's very pretty, but it's just okay. It's like it's fine for me. I don't know. So I was a little bit disappointed that it wasn't like that. Not all the colors worked the way I wanted it to, or like that Busy Art palette, you know.
Yeah, I have the melt palette, and actually, I personally I love that palette.
See, yeah,
but that's the other thing. Makeup will work differently for an individual. So
definitely, and I think that's why I really like watching lots of different YouTubers do reviews of things, because what works for one person might not work for another person because of the shape of their eye or the way they like to apply their makeup or something, you know. And it might be that as I learn more about how to do my makeup, that those palettes will start to work for me better. That's why I try not to throw anything out unless it's like really bad.
Yeah.
So, like those Makeup Revolution palettes, which will just burn in the backyard or something if I had one.
They actually have one that they have one that's like a dupe for the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette, which actually is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used it quite a bit. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think they're like NYX. It's really hit and miss. Like you can get like a really good product, and then everything else is like, what is this?
Yeah. I have another palette I got from them that was like a Halloween release, and that one's awful. So it's like you don't know what you're gonna get with them.
Yeah, at least it's cheap. Well, over here it's cheap. I don't know if it's cheap in the US.
Absolutely.
So you're always going to be pleasantly surprised rather than terribly disappointed, you know.
Exactly. It's like a $10 palette being terrible is it's livable.
Yeah, $100 one, not so good if it's bad.
Absolutely not so good. Yeah. So what do you think? You had said before, like with your channel, like different things that you want to incorporate into it. What do you think you might want to add into your content going forward?
Well, something I was thinking about, and this was kind of before things that are happening now, was to do some vlogs. To actually go into like makeup stores in London and actually do some filming of like what it's like to buy makeup in the UK, and try and do something that's kind of more locally based. So I was thinking about doing something kind of like that, and maybe even some vlogs about like shopping and fashion in London, because I think there's so many opportunities to find like really, really cool stuff. And I thought that would be a good like alternative to it always being about just a palette, like an eyeshadow palette. So to try and mix it up a little bit with the variety. So hopefully maybe over the summer I can try to do one of those, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I was initially a while back. I was thinking of filming, getting my eyebrows done at Ulta with the girl who does my eyebrows. But Ultras are closed now, so that way on the back burner. And
well, I was going to video my bleaching of my hair, because I think that might be amusing to some people as it turns more and more orange. But I don't know. I think I'm craving inspiration, and I feel that, I don't want to be a downer about anything, but because of a lot of stuff happening right now, it's very hard to feel inspired or creative. And so I think it's a little bit of a struggle at the moment.
That I think that's very true, and I think it's true for a lot of people in general, not even just YouTubers.
But a lot of my favorites have been producing a lot less recently. I've noticed like a real decline in the numbers of videos, and I think it's a reflection of kind of state of mind. Yes.
Annette, from Annette's makeup corner, who we both follow, I think in like her last video, or one of the last ones, she had said something that like she didn't film for like a week, which is very unusual for her, and it was just like she just couldn't like get in front of the camera.
It's hard when you're not feeling like the best version of you to like go in front of a camera, and then also you don't want to go. I mean, some people are going to be looking for this, but you don't want to go for a makeup channel and have somebody being like upset about things and sad and depressed. You go for the cathartic relaxation of makeup and something entertaining. So when you're in a state where you're not feeling that excitable or happy about anything, I think it's really hard to kind of fake it for the camera, so to speak.
Yeah. And what do you think about sometimes, in the YouTube beauty influencer genre. Some of these creators who, they'll do these, my truth videos,
Oh God.
or these drama things. I mean, I try to avoid those like the plague.
I'm not a huge fan of it, and all of the apology videos all feel so disingenuous. It's like you got caught for you, you know. But I actually stopped following a lot of people when they started being really dramatic like that. It's like that's not what I'm coming for. I want to hear about your life and your experiences, and I want to be entertained. I don't want to see somebody, I don't know, just being a jerk. And I don't know. I think I don't respond well to creators who aren't being themselves, who aren't being their authentic selves, because even though you're in makeup or you're doing something like that, and maybe you're more outgoing than normal, it's still you and a reflection of who you are, who you want to be. But when they're kind of like, I don't know, it just feels really fake for a lot of them. So I unsubscribed from so many people. There was like, what is it? The Dramageddon, like 2 years ago.
Yes. Yeah.
I unfollowed a lot of people, and it took me like 6 months to even think about following some of them again, because I'm like, I'm done. And I think I only followed one person back from all of that. So I don't know. I mean, I don't watch drama channels anymore. I don't do any of it because it's actually so toxic and so negative, and nobody needs that in their life.
No, they don't. So that's what I enjoy about your channel is it's like a quiet little retreat. Can just it's like just having a little talk with one of your friends about makeup that you enjoy.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to did my internet just drop out?
We had a little bit of a we had a little bit of a glitch. We've been doing great considering that
I know
we're international, so if there's one little glitch, I mean, it's livable.
Yeah. So no, but that's how I wanted my channel to be. I didn't want it, I thought, like my first couple of videos, I'm like, I'll do something dramatic to get some views. And I'm like, that's not me. That's not who I am. And it's too stressful.
Yeah.
It's too stressful to be dramatic all the time.
I know. And it's do you ever find yourself sometimes you're seeing like everybody like and I did it myself. Everybody was doing a video about the Menagerie Pastel Pup palette.
Oh yeah.
And it was like when you see like everybody doing a review of one particular item, does it like do you ever get that like feeling like, oh, I've got to do something about this product myself quick?
Yes, I was actually watching your video and I'm like, oh, I got to order it. I'm like, I need that palette.
Did you hear that, Menagerie? PR, quick.
But yeah, but it's if you don't get on it like in the first week, you're not going to get the views. So
yeah,
that's why I did the one on the Huda pastel ones, and it just so happened I got them the day after the release, so they came so quick. So I was able to get like a really fast turnaround. But with the review-based videos, if you're not fast, you don't get as many views.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're not on PR where you can get it before it goes on sale, by the time you actually do get it, everybody's seen like, thousands and thousands of reviews and it's like, so. But
I don't know about you, but I've kind of stopped trusting always when somebody's reviewing a PR purchase. I mean, not all the time, but they almost always seem to be more favorable than somebody who's bought it with their own money.
Now, do you have, take it then that you do wonder about that when you see somebody reviewing something that they've gotten in PR, do you trust them or not?
To an extent, because they are still, you want to stay on PR lists. So if you're always negative about it, they're going to start kicking you off of them. Right. But I also know that we all, like we've said before, we have different preferences and things that we prefer and things that we don't, that just don't work for us as well. But I appreciate that when I have tried something and I didn't like it, and then I watch a YouTuber that I really enjoy and they didn't like it as well, I feel vindicated that my impression was correct and that other people who did like it maybe they were just doing it for the PR.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think there's sorry, I don't know if you have any of the Jaclyn Hill palettes, but I feel like anyone reviewing those and saying that they love them is possibly being disingenuous.
I have the volume 2. I have yet to use it. And you
fine. It's fine.
Like you did a video like showing it could be duped, which because the color story I think is beautiful.
It's really pretty. I really like the color story. The pinks and purples with the pop of yellow is great. But I mean, I have different palettes with that too. So, but it's just, I feel that we have to be really cautious watching reviews and to watch multiple ones to make sure that if everyone, 100% people who bought it with their own money and people who got it in PR are all very satisfied with it, then I think you can reliably make a purchase.
True.
But,
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, sometimes I don't think it happens as much now because I think viewers are much more aware about it. But before, like, even I got into, like, the YouTube makeup channel watching, I remember seeing, like, saying, like, oh, people were, hyping stuff up and it's like they had gotten it in PR and were being called out, like, saying, like, how can you say that this product is good? Like, people were buying stuff based on their reviews, and then the actual, people using it were like, oh, this is terrible. Why did that person say it was so good?
Yeah, that's why I think I'm glad that some of the rules on like YouTube about actually saying whether you've gotten things for free or anything like that is really important, because I think a lot of people were falsely claiming that they weren't being paid to say those things.
Right.
And that's why, I don't even, I would love to get a PR package. Don't get me wrong. It'd be amazing.
Same.
But, at the same time, it's like, would that then start to change? Would I be favorable about it simply because they gave it to me?
Yeah. And I'm sure there is some pressure on you when when somebody gives you a gift, it's hard to like, be like, oh, I hate this gift, so there is something to that.
You like wear it when you see them, or like have it when you see the person or something, right? Otherwise it's in a drawer, put away.
A relative is coming over, you've got to quick put that tchotchke out that they gave you.
Exactly. Like, the ugly sweater.
Otherwise they're going to be like, oh, where's that vase that I gave you?
Definitely, yes.
Well, Carolyn, I don't know if you can believe it, but we're about at the end of the show.
It just flew by. Thank you so much.
No, it always goes by so fast. And I want to thank you so much for joining me here today and for staying up so late, because you're on UK time. But if you could, please tell everyone who's watching where they can find you on YouTube.
Yep. So I'm just at Cats Wearing Makeup. That's my YouTube channel. And also on Instagram at Cats Wearing Makeup. So just look for Cats Wearing Makeup. That's me.
Look for Cats Wearing Makeup and they will find you.
That and videos of cats actually wearing makeup.
There you go.
Win.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining me here on my little show here on Long Island.
I loved it.
But I hope that you and everyone there in the UK, are doing okay and, will remain safe and healthy.
The same back to you and everyone over there as well. I hope everyone in the States and everyone listening to this is doing really well too. I know it's a tough time, but
it is. But
we're going to be great.
Yes. And I want to thank you for doing what you do to just give people a little bit of a break from all the, turmoil and stress that goes on in the world right now with just forgetting about things and just enjoying makeup.
Exactly. I love it. So thank you so much, Toni. I really appreciate you asking me to be on here tonight. It's been really
it was
fun.
Wonderful having you. And with that, I just want to thank all my viewers for tuning in. And you can follow Carolyn at Cats Wearing Makeup. And you will see me again in 2 weeks' time. Same place, same channel, right here on Strong Island Radio on Facebook Live. So good night, everyone, and thank you for watching.
Good night.